So we start with Natalie's Discover Your Sacred Gifts. And then once you have those gifts, your top gifts lined up and you're aware of them, then we move into Discover Your Genius, which is a different process, but it is another way to really discover and get to know yourself at a much deeper level. And it is highlighting your uniqueness. So I use a tool called Human Design. And if you've never experienced human design, you're in for a treat. So I will just leave it at that because the layers and levels of uniqueness are outstanding. And so I'll jump into this a little bit because as you can see, so Natalie's is Discover Your Sacred Gifts, and then mine is Discover Your Genius. So there's an example of some of the sacred gifts. Oh, and by the way, my office cat is waking up.
Oh,
so I just thought I'd
mention
that. Yes.
He's coming.
Yes, he is coming. He's thinking about it.
Yes.
So Discover Your Sacred Gifts. This is just a small handful of the 24 gifts, but you can't just look at the name and assume that you have it. There's an entire process to go through, right, Natalie?
Absolutely. There's an assessment. It's quite in depth. And plus, again, we're constantly looking for clues. And as the clues sort of line up, we get to discover what's going on within us, which is very fun. And it's very exciting to see people kind of light up and be like, oh, now I don't have to do that anymore because it's not my gift. That's why I didn't like it so much. Or it's like, that's why I've been called to this work. So it's just such a nice way, again, Marla touched on it, a way to give permission to yourself to be able to venture out, explore, start considering different things, have a different perspective on things, because expansion, when you have those opportunities and possibilities in front of you, things just kind of magically start to line up.
Yeah. And it's such an aha. And I find that when you have that awareness, it's hard to sort of not be aware. You can't put it back in the box anymore, right?
I always say, I use it. It's like you kind of you've learned to ride the bike. You're not going to unlearn this stuff. Like this is going to kind of keep growing and keep developing you. So personal development at its best, for sure.
Absolutely. And I love that sort of process of self-discovery. And so I'm very passionate about human design. Human design changed my life. And so this is an opportunity to also introduce human design to people who really want to get to know their genius and want to know, what their uniqueness is about. And this is really about distinguishing between, how their natural propensities for their gifts and talents. I talk about superpowers, characteristics, all of that. And the beauty is, everybody is unique, and it's not just lip service. I mean, when we pull the human design charts, you see there's truly uniqueness in every chart. And from a human design perspective, I will go through energy types, aura, strategy, signature, lines in profile, center, and life purpose theme, which is called Incarnation Cross in Human Design. And it's okay if you have no idea what any of those are. I'll be able to walk you through them one at a time, and you'll be able to understand the beauty and the genius and the wisdom that comes with each of those pieces in, everybody's individual design. And as well, the importance of understanding how the sacred gifts and your genius, shape your business or career and how they influence it. It's really a great place to start as a foundation for all of this. And all of your decisions and all of your moves happen as a result of knowing this information.
Well, and this is it. I mean, Marla was talking about energy type and aura and all that stuff. And, people might be like, oh, okay, this is kind of going woo woo and the sacred gifts. And it's like, you know what? Metaphysics is what we don't see. All of our math studies, the calculations we pull out of the air, that's all part of metaphysics. And just because this part isn't as is out there and well known, more and more people are realizing it is important to know this stuff. We are needing to know more about ourselves so that we can discover who it is that we are and what it is that we're meant to be doing. I think that's the word, like the age-old question, who am I and what am I supposed to be doing? What am I doing here? And so many people are just kind of moving along this treadmill, again, as Marla said, very numb, very not aware. This is going to really get your awareness to just blow wide open. And it's very, very exciting. And we're excited to be on the journey with you.
Yeah. Yay. Yes. And it is a higher level awareness, but it is hugely practical. And, I like to call myself, I'm like maybe small W woo, like, practical woo. It has to have a tangible purpose, in the daily world for me. And this is what I love about human design and sacred gifts. It's this beautiful cross between, awareness and all that. And it's almost like I guess, sort of connecting the soul contract with what you do day to day here, on the planet. And it makes a difference because, from a human design perspective, we talk about purpose is who you came here to be, not necessarily what you came here to do, but who you came here to be. But there are many people who want to get in touch with that, want to be much clearer on, what it is they came here to do or be, and also an opportunity to weave that into their day-to-day to create more impact and go on that journey. So
that's awesome.
This is what I really love about it.
This is cool. And so human design, you talk about a chart. Can you, will everyone get their own? How is that going to be? Yes. Okay.
Yeah, that's a great question.
Yes.
So there's an opportunity for everybody to get their own chart. It's free of charge. I mean, that's something that can be gained just by going on the internet. However, I do have a site that I send people to that I really like. But most importantly, you can get your own human design chart. But when you look at it, you might be like, what is this? Right. So what are these lines and these squares and these things? And that was what happened with me the first time. And I actually missed an opportunity to really understand myself at a deeper level the first time I saw my chart.
Cool.
Luckily, only a few months had gone by, but I had really reached sort of a bit of a crisis of faith. And something told me to go back to my human design chart. And when I started investigating and researching, which is my MO, that's how I operate, it changed my world. I realized I wasn't broken. I didn't need to be fixed. I could stop reading all these self-help books and all studying and, working on my weaknesses and trying to be more like this and more like this.
Yep.
That wasn't me.
I love this. I love it. I love what you're saying too. And both of us were called to our programs with that sort of nudge. Like this program that you're going to be doing with the both of us will teach you can start trusting those nudges, like those nudges that happen, hey, Marla, go back, you got to go back and find out what that chart is. And it opened up for you. We were ready for it. It was the right time. With Discover Your Sacred Gifts, it came again as a real loud nudge. And I'm like, the nudge came from nowhere. And I really had to discern and question whether I wanted to become certified. But when I saw everything that it had done for me, and then on my during my certification, the whole world blew open. It was just like, wow, I don't need to feel bad about this. I don't need to worry about that anymore. Like there was just so much that fell away with being able to see this and learn it. And all of my friends know about it. We all know our gifts. And it's just really neat to be able to have that higher level of conversation where you can say, oh, well, I'm a 6'2" in human design and my highest gift is gift of hospitality. Okay, how does that all work? Well, interesting. So it's just like, how does that all fit in? And how can I perform the best at that, being in alignment with who I am? And I'm so excited about doing this with people. I can't wait to bring people through.
Awesome. And I'm really excited to work with you. And I just realized we have maybe a slide on the screen and nobody can see our faces anymore.
Oh,
so we can see ourselves.
They might see us on the side, I'm hoping. And if not,
I don't know. Here we go. There you go. There, I'm just kind of putting myself up there.
I see us both, but I'm recording, so I think it's okay.
So I'm going to switch it to the next slide. I'm probably going to have to move us now but hey, we're still here, people. But yes, we wanted to let you know a little bit about what was in the program. And, last but not least, if you're looking to find out more information about this, let me move us. Here we go. So the program is Discover Your Sacred Genius. Natalie's doing her piece and I'm doing my piece back to back.
Yeah.
So in total, it's 8 weekly live group sessions over Zoom.
Yes.
That's for the main crux of the program. Those Zooms will be recorded and replays will be available if you cannot make it live. Although it is really good to make it live because it's such a different experience.
This is it. We are establishing a committed environment for change to happen, and it can't work if you're not there. So we really want you to be there so that you can get the most out of it, being live is always great. And especially, having the group discussions. And one of the gifts I have as well is facilitation. So I love it that I can lead the discussion, but then have you guys all kind of pop and perk up in your own genius and help each other out with it. Because this literally is a petri dish to be able to get you out in the world and be able to start doing the same things that you're doing in this group. So your presence is always valuable. The energy exchange is invaluable. So please, we'll do our best. Obviously, you'll get the replays, but we need you to commit as much as you can to being there live.
Yeah, absolutely. And my manifesting generator head bobbing is like, yep.
I'm like, yeah, I agree. Yes. Keep going. I'm digging it.
If people had noticed, we're both manifesting generators, so there's going to be a lot of energy on the calls.
And it's so good. Fun times for sure. If you're also looking for fun, this is it. What a better way to start the new year. What a better way.
Absolutely. And it's not just about who we are as people and bubbly, energetic manifesting generators, but it's also because we are in our genius and we love this so much. And there's nothing more gratifying than for me than, walking somebody through and having them really discover stuff about themselves and realize that they are magical unicorns and they are, gifted. And, and same thing for you, Natalie, is like that whole experience of seeing them light up when they discover these awesome things about themselves.
Absolutely. And you nailed it right there. When they light up, the fact that they can realize they can tap into this energy, this higher level of energy, this happier emotion, being happier, being more fulfilled, living life on purpose. Wowzers. Like then life becomes like what do I always say? It's like a hot knife through butter. It's a hot knife through butter. And I like that.
Yes.
It's nice. Ease is great.
Ease and flow is awesome.
Ease and flow.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
Yeah. But I also wanted to tell people about the bonus call that you were going to do, the bonus class, really. It's clarity on your core values. So you've also, you're putting that into the package, which I think is awesome because core values play such a key role when you're talking about, your work and your genius zone and working with other people. Can you say a couple of things about that?
Absolutely. Well, I just wonder how many people actually sit and hey, these are my values. I don't know if anyone's really done that. Perhaps in any kind of self-development, they do touch upon it. Sometimes it's missed. It's not really seen as something to talk about until somebody stomps all over yours. And then, you really want to talk about it. And so it is important to have, again, this is the inner workings. This is the framework which to follow within yourself. Again, with the core values, just like with the Discover Your Genius and Discover Your Sacred Gifts, once you know this, it's easy to say yes, and it's easy to say no without the guilt and the shame or the feeling like you're missing out or disappointing someone. This is now all about knowing who it is you are. And again, it's not being selfish in that like me. It's being like, oh, me, so I can give more to others. And when you have your core values set and known, again, decision making and decisiveness just falls away. Decision making becomes so easy. Everything that you choose to do becomes streamlined towards what it is that you want. And that's probably why you're seeing Marla and I so excited and happy, like because we're living in our values, we're living in our genius, we're living in our gifts, our sacred gifts, and it just makes things flow easier, not keeping us limited, just knowing where our boundaries are or where it is that where we flourish, where the area in our lives are that we flourish. And that's where I'm living. I choose to live that way. And I want that for you as well.
Absolutely. Like blessings.
Yes. Blessings.
So this is, so at the time of this recording, we're actually prepping for the very first Discover Your Sacred Genius. So this has got me excited.
And not the last.
Not the last. We've already talked about that. Yeah. We're like, yes, no, this is already going to be spectacular and we're going to run it again. Yes. But the thing is, we also have other programs running at different times and different things. So we don't know when the next one will be. So if you think, I'll just wait a couple of months, it may not be in a couple of months. So I just wanted to stress that if this is something that piques your interest, if this is something that you feel might actually be an answer to, that thing you were searching for, that kind of, trying to really define what it is that you feel inside. Yes. This is key for you to know that the start date of this program is January 5th. Right. But we're looking at doing the Clarity on Core Values as a live session on December 29th. That's what we talked about. Yes, we did. It will be available as a recording if you do jump in after. However, it's always great to be on the calls live.
Yep.
And I'm also offering a bonus course. This would be an e-course, How to Read Your Human Design Chart. And what I find is, I mean, when I think back to my experience, when I first pulled my chart and went, what is this weird mess? And put it away, and didn't have the opportunity to really understand how rich the information in my chart was and how life-changing it would be until down the road. I'm creating a How to Read Your Human Design Chart. So if you're brand new to human design, you've never seen it, you've never seen your chart before, you can at least understand what the keynotes are on the chart. So you can enter into the program a little bit more prepared and a little bit more excited, because you really now have an opportunity to get deeper into the layers of your own chart at a much quicker pace. So it'll be an easy e-course to go through. I'll be able to walk through all the different elements of the chart that you'd be able to see for yourself. But to me, this was something I wish I had immediate access to when I first pulled my chart, because it would have, it definitely would have changed things for me much more quickly.
I love that. And so it being an e-course, people can tap into it whenever they have the time, whenever they want to watch it, correct?
Absolutely. It's going to be on demand and available to them.
Absolutely. And that's the thing with the program. You're going to get the entire Discover Your Sacred Gifts program, audios, the digital workout or the worksheets. There's lots we're going to be giving you, and it's yours to keep, which is really wonderful, because this is something that you're going to continue to grow in, and you're going to want to look back and listen, and perhaps even check your Discover Your Sacred or your gifts again. Check out, your genius, where you're at. When something happens in life, you can go back and kind of realize, oh, that's why this maybe didn't feel so well, or it did feel well, because you were in your gifts, you were in your genius, you were in flow. And if you're ever out of flow, it's a great way to be able to understand how to get back into it again as well.
That's awesome. That's awesome. So I think this is going to be, I mean, I'm excited for the course. And yes, absolutely. So if you want to know more about this course, not this course, this program, actually, the entire program, it's if you go to yourgenius.net/sacred genius. So the link is on the screen. It's yourgenius.net, YOUR, genius.net/sacred genius. And just to let you know, Natalie and I are sensitive to, the events that are going on right now. And we know that, for some people, it could be a little bit more of a hurdle in terms of finances. So we have actually priced this program really, really favorably. We've tried to make it as accessible as possible to as many people as possible. So that's something that's really important. You'll be able to see that pricing on the webpage, and with all the details on the program. And was there anything else, Natalie, that you wanted to add?
I think that is it. Of course, you'll find information on how to connect with us as well. So if you have any questions, please ask them, because we want this to be the right fit for you. We want you to be the right fit for the program. And so it is an investment. It's an investment of your time, of your resources. And we want to make sure that you are getting the most value out of it possible. We are going to have a lot of fun, and it's going to be mind-blowing in many instances. And that clarity that you're going to get, it will be invaluable.
Yes, absolutely. And I have to say, my personal experience as well, I mean, on top of all the awesome things that came out of, knowing my gifts, knowing my genius, is also the fact that, like you said, it's easier to say yes to the right opportunities and no to the opportunities that are not a fit. I have saved so much time, energy, money, right? Knowing what investments to make, even right down to who my coaches are, right? What kind of programs I want to invest in. And I think that's one thing that I wish I had earlier, was the opportunity to kind of be so clear on who I am that I had a better ability to discern who would be a good fit as a coach, because I find there are an incredible array of coaches that are out there. But there are some coaches that was like, you have to do it the way I do it, or else, because that's the way that I did it and I was successful. And so this is the formula. And the one thing I've come to I've come to discover with your genius and all that one size fits all formula, it doesn't fit. No.
Things have changed, and exactly what we talked about throughout. Your uniqueness, your individuality is your powerhouse. It's your superpower. It is what is going to get you everything that you want. And the faster we get that out of you so that you know what it is, so that you live in it, the faster you get to what it is that you want. And again, we're not here to rush through life. Life is a beautiful, sweet, savoring journey. And we're here to also make it that you're not necessarily bumping up against yourself and keeping yourself stuck in anymore. It's time to move forward.
That's it. That was beautifully said.
I believe it.
Yeah.
Wouldn't say it
Awesome.
if I didn't believe it. No, it's going to be a lot of fun. I'm looking forward. 2021 is shaping up to be a really interesting and cool year. I love interesting. Interesting is always great. And I mean, to have a group of people who are just so committed into what it is that they want and serving in the way that is unique to them and fulfilling to them. Well, I can't imagine, again, being with a better group of people. So I'm looking forward to it. Marla's a hoot.
Yeah.
We have a great time together. And
yes, we do.
We want this to be a community of just authenticity, being our geniuses, and appreciating and really holding reverence and honoring of each other and ourselves.
Absolutely. Beautifully said. I love it. I love it. I love it.
Right.
I love it.
So,
I think that's good. Do you have any parting words that you want to share with folks before we sign off?
Absolutely. I know this video might be used again and again, but we are entering into the holiday season. I wish you all just as much abundance, peace, prosperity, all the good stuff. And knowing that going for the inside for inner rewards and inner understanding is invaluable. And so just be okay with everything that's going on, because then everything will be okay. We're really looking forward to having you in this program with us. And I want you to be excited over the holidays that this is the adventure you're embarking on come the new year.
Absolutely. That was so beautifully said. Yes. I think that's wonderful. And
ditto. Ditto. Exactly. We're like high-fiving through the thing.
Yeah. Woo, woo, woo.
I think we're going to continue on and on and on. Is there anything you would like to add in? Is everything okay? What sentiments are good? We're good to go.
I think this would make an awesome Christmas present or Hanukkah present or Kwanzaa present or Festivus present for people.
Present.
Yes. Present. Yes. And, but yes, absolutely. We definitely look forward to seeing you in the program. Now, we do have a limited number of spots available. I think that's probably one thing to stress, for the most optimal attention. But right now we do have a handful of spots still ready to go and waiting for you out there. So we look forward to seeing you in the program. And for more information on the program, go to yourgenius.net/sacred genius, the link on the screen. And well, Natalie, thank you so much. This was so heartwarming and so awesome. I mean, I always love talking to you, but
Marla, the time with you is always enjoyed. I'm learning that more and more. And it's like, it's my favorite place. So that's why I'm just excited. So thank you so much for your time. Thank you for leading the interview. You are just a gem, and looking forward to this.
Thank you. Well, you are the most wonderful of interview partners, and big hugs. And I can't wait to actually be facilitating the group and the program with you.
We're going to change lives.
So I'm going to stop share. And then I guess you are the master controller. Is that how this works?
That is what happens. And
all right. Okay, here we go. 1, 2, 3, stop share.
And stop recording. So we're going to say, see you later, everyone. All right. Thank you. Bye.